Hi, my name is Azey. I'm 22 and 27 weeks pregnant with my first baby girl. And I just thought I'd come on here and share a little bit about my pregnancy journey so far, as it's not been the typical pregnancy journey. I just thought I'd come on here and share a little bit. So I guess we'll just jump right into my first trimester. During my first trimester, I got diagnosed with POTS, which is a medical condition, and there's an ice cream truck outside. Also in my first trimester, I unfortunately got divorced. My first trimester was kind of a lot. So I found out very early on. I found out at 3 weeks and 1 day, so I've pretty much known about baby girl from the very beginning. And I knew it was going to be hard because I'm a barber, and so I'm on my feet a lot. But I was ready for it. I was ready for the morning sickness and all of that. And then I would get dizzy, and I would get like hot flashes, and my eyesight would go all weird. And so I called my OB and I was like, hey, is this normal? And he was like, no. And so he sent me to the ER, where they diagnosed me with orthostatic hypotension, which is super common. It's just like when you stand up, then you get dizzy basically because your blood rushes away from your head. And my OB decided, you know what, let's run some more tests. So he sent me to a cardiologist, and they ran some more tests, and that's how they actually figured out that I have POTS. Little did I know. A lot of people with POTS actually do pass out. I personally have never passed out. I just stay in pre-syncope for really long periods of time, which is basically the point where your blood pressure is really low and your heart rate is elevated, and it makes you feel like super sick and dizzy, and you just can't really stand. So on top of the morning sickness, with all of that pre-syncope sickness, it just was not a great combination. So I actually left the barbershop that I was working at and went to a salon that my mom manages, and they were a little bit better able to compensate for my medical condition. And then, yes, I did get divorced also in my first trimester. Obviously, it's not the ideal situation. There was a lot of factors at play, and ultimately, it was just the right decision for me and my baby girl to leave. So, I divorced him, and I moved back in with my mom. And I have 2 younger brothers as well. Once I got into the second trimester, then things started to get a little bit better because that morning sickness wasn't bothering me as much. And I was doing better until the middle to end of my second trimester. I was just kind of trying to figure out the pod stuff and finishing moving back in with my mom and all of that crazy stuff. And then towards the end of my second trimester, then my OB actually sent me to labor and delivery just to check and make sure that my baby was doing okay, because I was having a really bad POTS flare-up. She's all good. She's stayed healthy and on track to this day, and so she's amazing. And so then they sent me over to the ER basically to give me fluids and check on me. Basically it was just a really bad POTS flare-up. At this point, now that I'm the end of my second trimester, towards the beginning of my first or third trimester, my doctor actually has me not doing clients anymore, so I don't do any of that. I just am basically a receptionist for the salon that I work at. So I take phone calls and help people with product, and take appointments and stuff like that. So it's really not too bad. And on the days that it's really bad, I'm luckily able to just come home and lay in bed and rest. So my work has been really great about working with me there. So obviously I'm just barely entering the third trimester, so I don't really have a lot to say about that yet. But hopefully I'll remember to kind of make a video recapping that. And also I'm planning on making a birth story. I don't know if I'll share it publicly, but I am planning on making one, so so yeah. But yeah, things that are kind of coming up are just more doctor's appointments. I'm 28 weeks on Thursday, so I'm just 2 days away from being officially in the third trimester. And yeah, my baby shower is here in the next couple weeks, and so that's super exciting. I'll be able to kind of take some videos there if I remember. And yeah, so that's basically how my pregnancy has gone so far. For anyone who has stayed this long, it has been 6 minutes, so thank you so much for watching. And yeah.